Have you ever seen God do something amazing? Like take a bad situation and make it good. You lose a toy and find a better one while looking for it. Or you're missing a Lego piece you need for a build. And then you come up with a better solution. God does this over and over in our lives. If we look in the Bible, we can see God constantly use bad situations for good. God is with Joseph even while he is in prison. Like Potiphar, the warden of the prison notices something different about Joseph. He puts him in charge of a few prisoners that are in his cell. Soon enough, those prisoners stop fighting. Then the warden gives Joseph a few more responsibilities. After a little while, Joseph is taking care of the whole prison. The fights among the prisoners die down. The guards stop being cruel to the prisoners. There is no longer a shortage of bread and clean water. Like Potiphar, the warden no longer worries about anything that happens in the prison, because Joseph is taking care of it. One day, 2 new prisoners are placed under Joseph's care. 2 men who serve Pharaoh, both his butler and his baker. They lack nothing because Joseph is taking care of them. But one day, he notices that they are in distress. So, Joseph inquires, "What's wrong?" "We had dreams, yet there's no one here to explain them to us." In those days, dreams were seen as a very important glimpse into the future. Joseph gives them a simple answer. Isn't it God who knows the meaning to dreams? Can't he provide the answer even in a prison? So the butler tells Joseph his dream. "I saw 3 grapevines, and I picked the grapes. Then I squeezed them into Pharaoh's cup." Sure enough, God gives Joseph the meaning. The 3 vines are 3 days, in which Pharaoh will release you from this prison and restore you as chief butler. Maybe this guy can help me out, he thinks, and says, "When he restores you, please remember me. I am innocent, and I was sold into slavery and then unjustly thrown into prison." The butler, excited about being released, agrees. And when the 3rd day comes, he leaves the prison. Joseph waits, but there is no word from the butler. Again, he is forgotten. However, God does not forget Joseph. After some time, Pharaoh has a dream, but no one can tell him its meaning. His best and wisest men can only say, "Maybe you had some bad pizza." That is when the butler remembers Joseph. "Excuse me, Pharaoh, a while ago I messed up, and you had me imprisoned. While there, a man explained my dreams to me. Maybe he can do the same for you." Pharaoh is elated. "Bring him here immediately." When Joseph arrives, Pharaoh explains his dreams to him. "I saw 7 of the largest, fattest cows. And then 7 ugly, skinny, sickly cows showed up, and they devoured the fat cows. Then I saw 7 heads of luscious grain ready for harvest. When again, 7 ugly, sickly heads of grain sprouted up and devoured them." Oddly, Joseph did not tell him the meaning right away. Instead, he said, I can't give you the meaning to this dream. No man can. But God is able to. Both dreams are the same. The 7 healthy cows and grain are 7 prosperous years, whereas the 7 sick cows and grain are 7 years of famine where there will be no food. Joseph goes on. Pharaoh should have a man collect 1/5 of the produce during the prosperous years, so that you may have something to eat during the time of famine. Pharaoh is shocked by this prisoner's wisdom. He asked his advisors, "Is there anyone in Egypt that God is with and who has such wisdom?" They just shrug. So like Potiphar and the warden in the prison, Pharaoh appoints Joseph over all of Egypt. "There will be no one over you except me. Your word will be like my word. Do what you say. Collect during the prosperous time so we may eat during the famine." Although Joseph was falsely accused and thrown into prison, even after he helped others, they forgot about him. Yet God is always with him. God gives him the wisdom he needs in every situation. God remembers Joseph. And God put him in a position to save an entire nation. Thank you for watching. Consider liking, subscribing, or sharing this video with a friend.